back to Detective Grimoire. We left off after just seeing the murder scene and talking to the cameraman, and now we're going to finally properly talk to Vincent over here. See first. All right, we unlocked the challenge. Let's start with asking where he was last night.
Were you working yesterday? Here in the swamp, I mean?
Indeed I was working, very hard indeed, well into the night.
Hard work, is it? Getting to know the swamp?
You jest, but yesterday I was getting even more involved than usual, yes. Difficult to comprehend, I know.
So what kind of work were you doing?
Well, I was, unable to find my faithful cameraman last night. He had hidden himself quite completely from view.
Bobby Burrow, right? Did you need him to film for you?
Always. But being a resourceful type of man, I stepped up and took on the responsibility myself. I was filming in this exact area, in fact.
You were filming? Last night? Here?
Yes, at the time of the murder, I believe. But wait, I know what you're thinking. Now, don't forget, I'm not here to shoot some experimental documentary. I have no interest in late-night surveillance footage.
Did you see anything at all? What is it you were filming?
The water. I was filming the water. It's a fascinating subject, one that has me captivated to the point where
So, you didn't see anything useful? Got excited there for a minute.
Nothing useful to you, my good detective, but there are some odd sounds on the audio track. Nothing but wild animals going about their nighttime rituals, I'm sure.
Oh, we actually got the footage, okay. Recorded last night at the exact time of the murder. Filmed by Vincent Van de Peer in the clearing on the west side of the swamp near the crime scene. There is nothing to see, but various clues can be heard on the audio track. Listen to them in order. Okay, we got one each to hear it. Oh. That is very clearly the sound of someone getting killed. What the fuck is he talking about? Jesus.
What's a famous guy like you doing in a place like this?
Quite. I'm sure you're thinking, why doesn't he send an assistant? But that's not the way this director works.
But what are you doing?
I'm feeling, I'm experiencing, I'm discovering. This area, the history, the atmosphere, it's the perfect setting for my next film. I'm on a scouting mission to get to know this swamp before I begin work on the latest masterpiece in a string of masterpieces.
You're making a movie about Boggy? About the swamp creature?
Of course. He's a fascinating individual, isn't he? So mysterious.
No idea. I haven't met him yet. Is that your cameraman over there?
Yes, that's right. Bobby Burl, my faithful right-hand man. Well, faithful enough, you know.
No, I don't know.
He's an expert cameraman. Really knows his trade, of course. But he gets a bit muddled when it comes to priorities.
Like how? You mean he's lazy? He doesn't look lazy. He looks a bit scary.
Oh no, nothing of the sort. He just has a little hobby that sometimes distracts him from his work. But I wouldn't want anyone else shooting for me.
Is there something I should ask the cameraman?
Yeah, I definitely want to know about his hobby. Need that. Girl. Huh. Try that.
Vincent Van de Peer told me that Bobby Burl was so useless. I think that's pretty close.
Oh, this one, right?
Vincent Van de Peer told me that Bobby Burl was nowhere to be found last night. Simple enough. What was Mr. Burl doing last night that meant he couldn't help out his boss?
Alright. So challenge. Guess we'll check out this challenge topic I got for him.
I heard this isn't the first time you've tried to film here.
Where? In the swamp? What are you talking about?
And you denied him.
Remington has denied you the filming permission in the past.
Oh, that. Nothing but the natural process of being in a profession like mine. Every situation simply requires the right approach before the gears start turning smoothly. You understand, I'm sure.
Why did Remington not want you filming here? And why did he change his mind?
It wasn't even up to him. This area is protected, you know. There are certain rules, certain regulations. I encounter this kind of thing all the time, really.
That doesn't explain why he changed his tune. It's a little suspicious.
Why would you say that?
A famous movie director suddenly gets his way. I wonder how that happened. Time to use my notebook. Just drag an item onto the paper to draw the idea.
Did Vanderpeer suddenly get his way? I mean, the only thing that would make sense is that he paid him off.
Right. That's the one. I think you bribed Remington to get the filming rights.
Well, bribe is a strong word. It was just a little arrangement between friends. Nothing worth getting upset about. I simply promised him a cut of my next movie's profits. It made sense, since he owned the area anyway. Just a favor for a favor.
So you would have owed him money.
Only a small percentage, simply out of courtesy. And not for a long time, either.
Right. So I guess that technically gives him a motive, but it's a pretty weak one in my opinion. And I only want to know what his hobby was. Try his challenge.
I heard from Mr. Vanderpeer over there that you were nowhere to be found last night.
Didn't I say I was at the cafe?
Yeah, you did. But your director needed you for some filming, and he couldn't find you. What were you doing that was so important?
Well, let's see. After I ate, I had a walk around the swamp. I didn't have my camera, so I was free to stretch my legs for once.
Where was your camera? Don't you carry it around with you all the time?
No, not all the time.
Being repaired, lost in swamp. Nope, we already know. Vanderpeer recorded instead.
You left it with Vanderpeer, and he used it instead that night.
That's right, he was looking after that camera. So I went for a late-night stroll. This place is beautiful in the evenings.
You just walked around? You didn't do anything? Didn't see anyone?
Well, I can't say that. I have various ways to pass the time, you know.
Got lost in the swamp, trying to get out. I doubt that. Vanderpeer said he had a hobby on the side. Collecting sample swamp art. No, it's definitely this one.
Vanderpeer said you had a hobby on the side.
Is that what he said? Well, yes, he's right. I brought 2 cameras with me when I came here. I left my video camera, yes, but I have another one. It's much smaller, and it only takes black and white photographs. You know the kind I mean?
A really old one?
Yes, I suppose so. I've always enjoyed traditional photography, and this place is a wonderful opportunity to take some pictures of a natural environment.
So, you were having some time off to take black and white photographs? For fun?
Only one photograph. You have to be disciplined when you're not using a digital camera.
Can I see it?
Of course. I took it near the woods at the back of the swamp. It's quite an interesting shot, but the light qualities weren't perfect. Here we are. Feel free to take a look.
Wait, what? This is a photo?
I haven't developed it yet. I only took it last night. Just brush the developing fluid over the photo to reveal the image.
Is it that simple? I thought you had to do the whole black room and everything with the specific lights. Had to like soak and then hang and dry. Whatever. Okay, so I guess we're just gonna do that ourselves. Okay.
What? Is that Boggy? The swamp creature just standing in the water?
It could be. Personally, I'm not convinced, but I'll let you decide for yourself.
There we go. Got on our heads. Now, right away, I'm going to say no because this looks like a division line, like not part of its body. So I'm going to say this is a costume. Okay, black and white photograph. blurry photograph taken by Bobby Burrell shortly before the murder. It shows something that looks like Boggy in the woods at the back of the swamp. The being in the photo seems to have long legs. I mean, that's just a reflection, isn't it? Like it's standing here, so legs doesn't seem that long. No, I think I'll leave it there for now. Let's see. Sing. Ah, okay, now I see. So, these, I was wondering what the X was about, so this is about how many stuff I've unlocked. So, Vincent Van de Peer, movie director. The artist, the visionary, the auteur. Solved his challenge that he bribed Remington to get permission and promised him a cut of the profits. The suspicious have to change. Researching locations, movie about Boggy.
Not suspicious. Suspicious!
Huh. Van de Peer works with Bobby Burrell. Unable to find Burrell to work last night. Van de Peer filmed by himself last night. Knowing exact time of the murder. Tried to film before but wasn't given permission. Made of string popular fantasy movies. I would say
Not
that's
suspicious.
not suspicious. The fact that he works with him is
Not suspicious.
I don't know if that's actually important or if that's just for me. Got Bobby Burrell, the cameraman. I'm Bobby Burrell, professional cameraman. Challenge was Burrell was taking time off last night to take black and white photographs of the swamp. Worked for Van de Peer for years, that's not suspicious. Burrell carries his camera around most of the time. I don't think that's very suspicious.
Not suspicious.
Saw Remington leave the cafe looking sick last night. That is suspicious. Secret passionate hobby on the side.
Not suspicious.
Burrell enjoys traditional black and white photography.
Not suspicious.
Burrell took a blurry photo of something in the woods. That is suspicious. Okay. Now, I should look up at the rest of the map, but there was that tent back here. I want to check that out.
Oh? You've arrived at a bad time, my friend. For once, they don't actually want tourists walking around this place.
I always arrive at a bad time. It's what I do. I'm a detective, not a tourist.
My apologies. It's just, you have the same wide-eyed expression as the kids that come here. Running around, spending their parents' money, you know.
Well, it's not every day I visit a swamp full of such unique specimens.
It's no problem. You're just thinking what we all thought when we arrived for the first time.
Why didn't they put in a bathroom?
No, you're thinking, this place is beautiful. What a lucky man I am to be here.
I am I? Well, if you say so.
Edward Everstone, at your service.
That's a pretty cool name. Can I call you Ed?
You don't need to. Everyone just calls me Echo.
Gives you an elevated sense of purpose because you're a good swimmer. You'd bounce right through a wall. Oh. Yeah, I'll go do the bounce.
Why? Because you'd bounce if I threw you against a wall?
What? No. Because I always come back. Again and again, until my job is done.
I want to go straight to last night, but I'm curious about his job now, so...
You're protesting, right?
I certainly am. And now that you're here, I'm getting you involved.
What does that mean? Yeah, I haven't got time to hold up signs for you. I'm sorry.
You simply have to hear my message and take it with you.
Go ahead. I'm all ears. Plus, I have a little notebook.
What was the first thing you felt when you saw the sign for Boggy's Bog looming over you?
Well, I thought it
Not
was...
thought, felt.
I felt... Well, something seemed wrong. There wouldn't be a tourist attraction in the middle of a swamp like this. There shouldn't be.
My job is done. Clearly your brain is working perfectly, Detective.
So you're against the tourist attraction? Yeah, let's see. You'd rather this area was kept as a natural habitat, right?
Right again. And that precise word, habitat. First and foremost, I'm protesting for animal rights.
Well, okay, I'm following you, but it's not like they're cutting down trees or anything like that, right?
All animals deserve the right to live in peace, and I promise you, on a normal day, this place is far from peaceful.
Are you talking about the swamp creature? About Boggy?
A creature like that. He's earned the right to be left alone. We're fools to invite ourselves into his home like this on a daily basis, assuming he's not going to mind. Assuming he'll keep to himself and let us walk around with his face on our t-shirts.
Well, I agree. I think he should be left alone. But like you said, he can probably handle himself. And if no one has even seen him in 60 years, I don't really see the problem.
Unlike you, Detective, I never had an academic calling in life. I was never even a talented artist or musician or anything. So instead, I made the decision to stand up for those who were getting a raw deal.
So right away, my suspicion is that his motive could be that he hated victim for running this whole thing and wanted to kill him, so try to make this a habitat, protected habitat. Which, of course, that wouldn't actually work that way, because just because the owner's dead doesn't mean this now becomes a a protected land. See what he's
You
doing
come
last
here every
night.
day.
Yes, I do.
Well, I'm only going to ask you about one of those days. What were you doing yesterday evening?
I was here at my protest spot until fairly late. Then I went to get something to eat at Harper's Cafe before I...
Wait, you ate at the cafe here? Doesn't supporting the tourist attraction like that kind of go against your protest?
A man has to eat, doesn't he? I don't think the meager contributions of one person are going to keep this place afloat. Especially now.
And you're sleeping here? Doesn't it get cold at night?
Well, I came prepared, of course. I usually find myself with 1 or 2 extra layers to wear. Most of this bulk is padding, I promise you.
I'm sure it is. So you stayed here the whole night?
That's right. And I admit I may have heard some stranger than usual sounds floating around the swamp last night.
What kind of sounds?
It's impossible to say. This place fills with the most terrifying sounds at night. Hundreds of animals, some tiny, some much larger, awaken and make their own protests. Every night until the sun rises in the morning.
Insects make noises at night. Okay, I've written it down.
Now because he specifically talked about the noise, I'm actually going to try presenting a clue. In the fridge.
I'm afraid I have no idea.
Okay. Photo.
Show it to somebody else.
Useless. Oh, got nothing else. Okay. Oh, now we got a couple more details. Gotta find out more about this guy, because kinda suspicious about him, but we really need to figure out who else was here before I start, casting blame. So we'll call it an episode here, and we'll be back again. And we'll have a lot more to explore and a lot more to figure out. So this is the beginning here. So I hope you'll join me for the next part. Thanks for watching.